What about the other bodies? What are they doing? Who is really speaking and defending the interests of the average Nigerians? Joining me on the conversation this morning is Professor Ibrahim Abubakar, a public affairs analyst. It's good to have you in the studio this morning.
Thank you and good morning.
Well, we want to talk about this telco tariff hike. How important is the telcos to Nigerians? Before we even talk about the hike, how important is the telcos to Nigerians?
Well, the telecommunication industry, which we call telco on a shorter form, is an industry you can't do without, because it's making the world a global village. It's unique. It is for strategic planning. It's for security. It's for business, and it encompasses everything of interest to humanity. Without communication, I don't think we can coexist, and that will make us an obsolete people. But in this case, people don't know what communication is all about, even as we have different forms of communication. But it is one of the most important factors to humanity.
All right. How did you feel when the telco tariff hike?
Well, the agitation for the hike and whatever impact it's going to have on Nigerians is very negative. Negative in the sense that we have not done the right thing right from the beginning, and the effect is what they reap out of the common man. We should ask, what is our own space in this cyber space? And if we want to come into cybersecurity indices, where is Nigeria placed? What we have here, our system is not digitalized. We only interface from the analog system, which is not complete digital. And that is why we have a lot of marks. The towers is stored everywhere. In every parameter of a very few meters away, you see a tower. This is not done anywhere in the world any longer, because we have risen from the point of analog system to digital world. In the digital world, we're using a broadband system. In Nigeria, it's not supposed to have more than 7 broadband system, which minimize our usage. So what we are doing here is the people in power are benefiting from what it is. Whether you call them the people in Ministry of Communication or those in NCC, they know the truth, because some of these towers or some of these marks are being allocated to them. So the service sectors or the service providers pay them yearly for those marks. So with that, they are not ready to say anything. They are living on their own world, and who pays? The common man pays. So if you and that is why we have a lot of cases that actually infiltrate into our server system. Even our security system is not safe, because we are not using a template where it is covered to you to know that somebody is intruding into your line. Most cases, if you want to find out, you find out that you call somebody and you are hearing a different person's voice, because it's an interface. It is not digitalized. If it's digitalized, you cannot hear another person's voice. You call sometimes a male, you hear a female's voice, and you will be the one either apologizing or the other way around. Some speak different languages. By so doing, these people are intruding into our security space all the time, because we don't have a security code. We don't have a security code that nip this to the board. We don't have a security code. We don't have any coding system that works in line and in tandem to some of these things that are given. So when you are looking at the given index, and if you are looking at what is supposed to be done, we have a lot that has not been done. So we are not supposed to be talking of tariff hike. But based on their personal interest, which is normally one of the factors that are killing the economy of the nation, killing the trust index, killing the confidence Nigerians have, is bringing this for people not to know their inadequacies. But in effective and efficient management of such system, you have to go back to global management. So what is the global management index as relates to communication? And the communication industry itself, why is it so? And why is it that practice in Nigeria? So sometimes we call it corruption, but sometimes we call it infiltration. So most of these communication companies, who do they report to? Because they are intruding into our system, and as they are intruding into our system, what parameters have the national security network used to contain that intrusion and give value to us who are the users?
All right, that is emphatic. That there is a proposed strike action. Do you think that's the best way to go? Because NAN, and not just NAN, I think NLC and other civil society organizations are also warming up. But the warning is coming from NAN, and of course they said they are threatening a nationwide strike action. Is that the best way to go?
If you look at the National Association of Nigerian Students, we should know that we have developed from that index where our students were a bit vulnerable. Now there is a space where they understudy some of these things through Google and other network uses. So they have informations that makes them know that some things are not going right. And since they know this, a lot of them are into research. Some of them are going into more than the cybersecurity space. Some have understudied this cybersecurity using some other formulas, going into Python and the rest. So they have some, in the communication world, they have a knowledge that some other of these people don't have. So if they say they are going on nationwide strike, yes, because they understand what it means to them, and they have made some studies that makes them stand to say, no, this is not right. You should also remember that even as they are students, they have a voice and they have a say in national issues. We should not take them for granted and say they are students. After all, the Nigerian system has not even created any welfare system for students. Mm-hmm. They all pay their fees. There is no free education here. There is no welfareism for students. There is no difference between a student and an adult. Before this time, when the Nigeria Airways was there, in a trip of maybe 30,000, a student used to pay 15,000, which is they call rebate. Now, who taking his students on rebate, even in road transportation, rail? No student go on rebate. So we shouldn't take it that we have done these students some favor and has no right to protest. No, they have rights to protest.
But this protest, this protest, we've had protests in this country that after the protest, nothing seems to happen. Why not go ask questions from the authorities? Because number one point should be the NCC, all right, the Nigeria Communication Commission. Then from there they can take it up if nothing is being done. Do you think there is need interfacing with NCC first? And why is NCC even not giving people enough orientation about it? This is two questions in one now.
Well, NCC, as I know, is a commission. And if not for Nigeria, a commission is not supposed to last more than 5 years.
Any commissioner?
Yes, it's not supposed to last more than 5 years,
and
because
the National Population Commission,
all of them are not supposed to last more than 5 years, because you are brought up from a body to understudy a system and collapse back to that body. And that is why we have indices of corruption in all the commissions. All. I call them commissions and commission agents. Because when you bring out and form a commission, the commission is supposed to understudy a certain area and go back to its parents' body. Whether we say the police is corrupt, the police was this, EFCC today is more corrupt than the police. ICPC is more corrupt than the police. No, it's not alleged. I can give you this, but I don't want to go into that. This is not the forum.
But that's not proven yet. Is it proven?
It's proven.
So if they are corrupt,
let's look at it. Ribadu was removed for corruption. Farida was removed for corruption. Ibrahim Nagu was removed for corruption. Ibrahim Lamudi was removed from corruption. What else did you need to state that this is not a corrupt establishment? Must we start counting down? So if you are looking at it, NCC2 is more bigger, larger than the Ministry of Communication.
Whereas they came out of the Ministry of
Yes, so they are supposed to
collapse back into the ministry after 5 years.
Yes, because that is only what you are going to do. This is the drawing board, and this drawing board is to mitigate against this. After that, you go back to your parents' ministry. But the executive chairman or the vice chairman and chief executive officer of NCC is bigger than the Minister of Communication.
So why is it so?
And the permanent secretary.
Why is it so? How do
because you are repeated power to them. If the vice chairman and chief executive of NCC invite the chief executive of MTN or Airtel or any of the you will see them here in the next 2-3 hours. Let the minister try it. You will never see them in the next 1 week or 2 weeks. They will give him excuses why they cannot meet.
But are they aware that NCC is just a fraction or maybe a commission pulled out of the Ministry of Communication?
That is not the issue. Did you arrogate powers to me and I'm using the power to my advantage or disadvantage? Let the police invite you. You give an excuse why you will not see the police. But let's try it with EFCC and see what will happen. Or try it with ICPC.
And these are bodies extracted from the Nigeria Police Force.
Yeah, that is where we will continue to breed X. We are breeding X that would lead and fertilize or hash more indices of corruption. Every day we talk of fighting corruption, but we are laying it
lay more foundation for it to expound. And that is where we are, because there is nothing practically we are doing than to sit down, look at commissions and what I call commissions and commission agents. If I am the president of Nigeria, I will collapse all the commissions because they have no relevance.
So who will do what they are doing? So like take for instance, is if NCC is being collapsed back to the Ministry of Communication, who will handle the responsibilities that they are handling right now? The Ministry of Communication?
Yes. In the Ministry of Communication, there is a Department of Regulation and Policies.
So why NCC in the first place? If they have something like
yes, they extracted these people from that body. Once they started regulation and policies and licensing. So if that is what they are doing, you go back to the same ministry, because there is a director in that ministry, in the main ministry, that is supposed to take care of these units. Well, look at the salary difference. Look at the allowances difference in NCCs to the ministry. So assuming the ministry is generating, because I know that I have, and I've said it in many fora, that if I am the president, I will not give any projects to any ministry, because they are supposed to generate for themselves.
Okay, they are supposed to generate the money to run the ministry themselves?
Yes, even the police. The police are not effective, the military is not effective, they are not efficient, the secret service are not efficient today because they don't generate.
Are you sure they are not efficient? That is an
no, they are not efficient because you are not generating. Do we have security laws? If we have security laws,
when you say they are not effective, you're talking about in terms of income generation or in terms of services?
When you are generating, you become more proactive because you know what you are going to get and you are going to lose. So when somebody is kidnapped and you have effective mechanisms because you are generating, you will be more efficient because you know that people are not paid for the services if that person kidnapped is not quickly rescued. If baddies are attacking, it's because you are not generating. If they are attacking, you will not allow it happen. What is the duty of security is to save life and properties. So how many properties, how many lives are they voting for? Because somebody is paying the dues without them generating. Security in Nigeria can generate between 100 to 150 trillion annually. So
trillion? You're talking about trillion?
Yes, trillion.
Okay, you're saying they are not effective because you feel they are not generating income, or you feel their services, what they are doing, the reason why they are being set up is not effective. They are not doing their job. Is that what you mean? Because that's an allegation, as a matter of fact.
Apart from Nigeria, where have you seen somebody being charged to court and they said Commissioner of Police versus so person, or Inspector General of Police versus so person, or the federal government of that nation versus so person? How did it come about? Did Tinubu investigate you that you are charging federal government and so person? It's not done. He was not there. He was not a party to it. The Commissioner of Police has nothing to do with the division. He doesn't even know what has happened to the division, but you are charging the Commissioner of Police versus so we have a legal system that is not a legal system at all. You say Inspector General Police versus so person. If you call the Inspector General Police, if not for our type of legal system, to come to the dock and testify against the person, will he have anything to say? Have nothing to say. So we have no security laws, and we are getting lost every day, and we are looking at it as a pillar of this, and we put people who are not even supposed to be in some certain position into positions.
Oh, okay, let's get back to the tariff hike right now. You know, one of the things that Nigerians are really crying for is the epileptic services that these telcos render, inefficient service. Do you, if you want to come up with a hike, then what about the service?
We are saying what I am saying here is that we only interface the analog, and the interface system is not digitalized. So what service did you want me to render when I only interface from analog? So it's not digital, it's not fully digitalized, and that is why I said it here that you will be calling, another person will be answering you, not the person you called.
Then you say it's a wrong number.
Then you say either a wrong number or the person will be speaking Hausa when you know that the person...
I've personally had that experience.
So it is because it's not digitalized. And again, I said if we have a broadband system, 7 broadband stations are enough for Nigeria. 7. Even 5 or 6 are enough, but let's put it 7 for clarity's sake. So if you have a 7 broadband stations and you say you have 24 generators, let us forget about our electricity system, meaning that one generator is being run for 1 hour in a day and it's switched to the other 1 hour in a day, and you have this, we are talking of 24 times 7. Whereas we have thousands of marks. These marks towers has generators running every 24 hours. And we are paying the bills. It's the masses, it's the people. You understand me? So who are the people who are benefiting from this? It's the same NCC and Ministry of Communication executives. So
not the telcos?
No, the telcos have already done what? Sublet it to these people, and these people are being paid about 30 million or above every year.
What are they subletting to them? The services, the money that they make. I just want our viewers to understand something here. When you said, well, the money go to, does it mean when I make a call right now and the deductions are being made, I know tax is being deducted and the normal charge. Is it the normal charge that goes to NCC and Ministry of Communication?
No, apart from that, which is the royalty. No, I'm not talking of that. The max itself has a generator, they have a security man and the rest. So MTN can decide to say they give you 10 max to manage. You are not managing anything as a chief executive, so they pay you every year for managing those max. About some are about 30 million. So if they are giving you 30 million every year times 10, that is 300 million. So you are going home with 300 million. So anytime they put up any proposal, your own is to endorse. They don't go anywhere. Let the chief executive of NCC come to challenge me. How many times he has gone around some of these towers, max towers,
to supervise? Probably he may not be going, but maybe his subordinates go for supervision and all of that.
When you are in a place and you are not there, the feedback mechanism becomes what? Why are you chief executive?
But he may be a chief executive, but he has some technical people working under him. Let's go about this.
Very good. When you go to employ an architect who designs for you, have a surveyor, have a soil scientist, have a builder, and take care of your structure. The day that the structure is not of any quality, who are you going to blame? Since you have never been there one day till the finishing, are you going to start recalling these people, or you are going to be blamed for wasting your money. Because there is a purpose why that executive position was given to you. So you don't expect the president to come to call a technician or a technologist or an engineer to probity when the brief is supposed to come from you as the chief executive, or you are going to do it. And a chief executive is to take responsibilities of any negative or positive impacts against his own agency. A chief executive is not supposed to cross-blame anybody. So if you do it right, good. If you say you have some staff and it is that staff, then you are in trouble.
But a CEO, a chief executive officer that have capable hands, sometimes they don't even come around. Once in a while, they just go around to do supervision and see how things are going, and things are working smoothly.
Then why did we have monitoring and evaluation? What are you monitoring? How did you evaluate?
Okay, that is supposed to be done by the chief executive officer.
You are the head of the monitoring and evaluation. You are the chief executive. You are the technical head. You are the administrative head. You are the chief accountant of the organization. So if anything goes wrong, you are being held responsible.
All right, let's get back. Let's get back to the tariff hike right now. National Association of Nigerian Students are threatening to go on strike. I saw where NLC and some other bodies are also talking about strike action. But then let's just talk about NCC a little bit, because they have a major role to play. NCC, for instance, if a thing like this is coming up under a normal circumstance, a system that is working, what exactly are the things you feel NCC should do in a situation like this, when Nigerians are going through so much and there is a proposal for a hike in tariff, looking at how important the telcos are? You can take it away. We make calls, businesses and all of that. We use data on a daily basis. So what do you think NCC is supposed to do under a normal circumstances?
A proposition is made by service providers. It is left for NCC to look at the proposition and said, no. Let's go back to the engineering and the effect of your service to the people. Let's look at where you have effective delivery system, where you are very efficient. Then let's look at your expenditures and values. So we evaluate this. Our evaluation will come up with a remarkable achievement. If your service is good enough, I know Nigerians very well. They are ready to pay for it. But when the service is declining every day, sometimes completely one day, your system is not working.
That's true.
It's shut down completely for a day. So you have lost a lot in your dealings, in your business, in your program, in your processes, everything for those period of time. Who pays? Nobody. They don't even apologize. This is the only country where a system is not in use for hours, for days, and nobody apologizes. Nobody is even ready to tell you anything that has happened. So the consumer is not protected. There is no feedback mechanism. There is no payback on losses. Which country takes this? And you just come up overnight and bring processes that you pay more for service that is not working. It's a thing of pride to say, oh, everything is working in Nigeria. The communication industry is effective, is efficient, is running well. And because of the running costs and the cost of this, the cost of that, we are increasing the tariff. Nobody is going to challenge them. from the executive in Nigeria, our communication industry has not protected them. Where is our call log programming system based? And we tell you that the president even calls are not being tapped by external bodies. Even the president, his calls are being tapped by external bodies. Because NCC cannot tell me this is the process they have and this is the security code they have put in place for external bodies not to get first-hand informations on the services being provided by services being provided by the service providers. So all informations of all the executives are in the hands of these bodies. So what are the security indices? What has the National Security Office done about this? What has the NIA and the SSS has done? Nothing.
That's even the next question I wanted to ask, because you've said so many things about NCC and their activities and how you suspected there are some form of compromises along the line in their operations. They are an offshoot of the Ministry of Communication. Is it not possible for the Ministry of Communication to call them to order as a brainchild of because they are actually an offshoot of the communication, the ministry? Can't they call them to order? If they don't, what about the federal government? Can the federal government say, hey, come on? I've heard of situations whereby they said, well, NCC is charging this telco for this, for that, and all of that, and millions have been paid. Is there nobody at all that can say, hey, come on, NCC, this is what you're supposed to do, and you're not doing it? So this and this and that. No check and balance, no supervision, no accountability.
That brings some things to mind, and I will say it for free. Today, nobody has asked why did the Diamond Bank collapse into Access. Was it not because of the same NCC? And what did NCC do? How much fine was paid by MTN? Where is the money? So if you look at it totally, they told us that MTN is going to pay so billions or so in fine. At the end of it, what happened? Where is the money? We have a reprogramming system. If we are programmed to say we have maybe 10 million subscribers, and these subscribers, even you, most of the time, anybody can just say, okay, I subscribe for data, maybe 25 gigabyte, and I only use 15 gigabytes before the month ends. Where is the remaining money for the remaining 10 gigabytes?
Well, you can do a rollover if you can.
Which rollover? How many people do rollover? And most of the time,
don't even know until they send you a message that your data has been exhausted, or because someone has said.
So who is putting this together? Is anybody putting this together?
So that means these telcos just do what they want to do and just enrich themselves and suck Nigerians dry.
They are making money out of Nigeria every day, exploiting Nigerians to the extent that the service you did not provide, this you cannot provide, nobody called them to answer to them.
And that's true, because there is this telco, I wouldn't want to mention the name now, that they can give you as much data as you want. Maybe they can tell you get 5 gig for as low as maybe 3,000 naira, but then you won't be able to use even 2 gigs out of it until it gets exhausted, like you just said.
So when you are even talking of the one you did not pay for.
You pay, you buy.
Yeah, so you find out that these losses, who account for them and to whose pocket? It goes to the pocket of the service providers. And in most cases, when evaluation is being made between NCC and them, but the young man who goes for this just gets some tippet from them and they walk away, because they don't even know the indices of measuring what the losses are. They don't. So whatever they give to them, they walk away. So when you go to the offices, you see them, somebody who is earning how much using cash of how much.
So now, what do you think Nigerians should do? Because this hike is just looking at Nigerians right now. NCC have said it's not going to be 100%, but surely it's going to come.
So NCC has no right. FCC has no right to determine what is going to come or what is not going to come. What has FCC done? Are they supposed to be still there after how many years? NCC has been existing for about 20-something years now. What have they really done? Why are we keeping these commissions and commission agents around? To boost political ego or to do what? Because we are not looking at these things very objectively, and it is killing our system economically. Because when some of the times one is discussing this, they will say, oh, what are the people working there? Where did you want them to go to? And I asked, if the system is well established, why would they have a place to go to? And must all of us wear ties? I have not seen any technical team in NCC. All of them wear ties and suits.
All right, let's just round up, because what NCC told Nigerians is that for good service delivery, there is going to be a tariff hike of 50%. That was what NCC told Nigerians.
Yes, they have a right to tell Nigerians because Nigerians, they are taking Nigerians as gullible people. Because they feel we are gullible and we are vulnerable, they give us things we have to take. They believe Nigerians are, and that is true. What Nigerians want is what they want to hear. Tell them what they want to hear and they will follow suit. But that is not the way to carry out policy issues or regulatory issues. You can't carry them out that way, because it will not assist the people. It will not assist the administration. It will not assist the future of Nigeria. We should also be thinking, as we are thinking of today, we should also be thinking of tomorrow. Some of us will not be here, but people will be here. The country remain and people remains.
All right, thank you very much, Prof, for coming around on the program today. Well, I would have loved us to continue, because Nigerians have been informed and educated about so many vital issues right now. The Nigerian Communication Commission have said, because of service improvements, the telcos will do an increment tariff hike of 50%. And some persons are saying subscribers and Nigerians are ready to hit the street in protest. But the question is, how many protests have yield results in this country? Then, who is going to take who to court? How much trust do the people have in the judicial system? All these questions being put together is why we're talking about this today. But let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what will happen and how the hike is going to come. Is it really going to come in real terms, or it will come in form of the hidden charges that we may not even know about it? Will NCC or the federal government stop this hike due to the hardship and the challenging economy that is on at the moment? Thank you very much, Prof. Well, we hope to have you some other time again.
Thank you for taking me.
All right, and that's the size of Global Morning on this beautiful weekend. My name is Ramsey, and I'll have a beautiful day ahead of you. Just celebrate the weekend. You know, it's always do it according to how you want it to be, not above your level and your capacity, so that you don't come complaining tomorrow. Bye for now.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Mondays to Sundays to a wide range of the latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates